Hello and good morning. This is Marta from Drop of Sunshine and welcome at my YouTube channel. If you are here for the very first time, let me just quickly introduce myself. I am a crafter and I am a mom. I'm living in northern Scotland along with my husband and my 2-year-old son, and I just love crafting and creating, and I'm trying to use my time in my craft room as much as possible. Obviously I'm still staying home with my son until he goes to a nursery, so I'm trying my best. So thank you so very much for visiting my channel. I hope you will enjoy it, and if you do, please don't forget to subscribe and leave me some comment and give me a thumbs up. And if you're doing some YouTube channel yourself, please let me know in a comment, because I would love to visit you as well. If you're creating something, I would love to come around and give you support as well, my friend. So without any further ado, let's get back to the card. Today I've decided I still want to play with the Craft World Premium magazine, because I absolutely adore this embossing folder, and I've decided that I want to create a couple more cards with it. And I'm having some pre-cut bases. Well, I've turned them into the bases. This is just the pieces of the card. I had a leftover from the bigger piece of the cardstock. I was chopping into the smaller cards, and I am creating two card bases. Both of them are 5.5-inch square, and then I use the third piece to create myself two mats, which I will color and then put it through my embossing folder. I wanted to play with the gelatos. This is the sets, both of those sets I've recently bought. I think I was telling one or two videos before, I was telling you about that there was a great deal over the craft stash, and I've managed to actually get both of them, and I've paid, I think it was around £17 altogether for two of those sets. So this is absolutely fantastic. And my first idea was to try to use the wet cloth just to distribute the color on the card. Obviously it didn't work as well as I planned, because my friends, I forgot at first. It came to me after I was finishing the first mat. It actually came to me that the gelatos are the best to use with non-porous surface. So if you're planning to have a nice coverage with this gelatin crayons, the best way would be to cover your card, to prep it with some sort of gesso or something like that, just to help this color to nicely distribute. I was struggling here with the wet wipes. The color didn't went as good and as nice as I wanted to be. But even though it didn't work out at the beginning as the way as I would like to, and then I've managed to save it, and I'm still very pleased with how this background turned out, and you will see it later on. I add a couple extra different mediums to it, and all look spectacular at the end. So never give up. If something's not working, just have a wee thinking whether am I using the product right way or not. And here you can see this is the thought came to my mind once I start coloring the first panel. Then I thought, oh sugar, I should actually prep the surface. So for my second card, I actually used the white gesso. You can see it over here, and once it's dry, you will see instantly how beautifully the color is smearing on the paper, just effortless, and I absolutely love it. And here is the second panel. I am just adding my colors directly to the paper, and because there's smudging so beautifully, the color is just spreading so nice. I don't even have to use a wet cloth. I am just going over with my finger, and I am able to blend them so nicely. I am adding a very lightweight coverage, because I don't want those colors to be too vibrant. I still want to have this nice very light pastel tone look. So I'm just adding a little bit here and there, and then I am blending everything until I'm happy with all the covering. And here is me trying a little testing back again. I've turned my card upside down and I've tried to smudge it on a non-prep surface and it didn't work. So definitely if you would be working with gelatos and you want to add them, make sure you put some sort of a medium like a gesso or medium gel on your surface just to prep it, so that will make your color spreading easily. And now I've grabbed one of those background type stamps from the set, and it's very lovely, like a font, very like a French style script, I would say. And I've just stamped it a few times, and then I took another this type of the stamp which was included in the same set, and I add a little bit of the shimmer spray. This is the Aladdin ink spray. They very shimmery, and because it's in liquid form, obviously the stamping wasn't as precise as you would achieve with the stamping using some stamp pad. But what I was planning, what I was going for, just to add that sparkliness, so I wasn't really bothered that the stamping image is not as clear and as precise as I would like to achieve when I would be stamping off from the ink pad, directly from the ink pad. And now I am just using my heat tool just to speed up the heating process a little bit, so I could take both panels and emboss them through the lovely embossing folder which was included in this Craft World Premium magazine set. And I must tell you, my friends, I absolutely love this distress look of this embossing folder. And to enhance this beautiness even more, I've decided to add a little bit extra shadowing with the gelato color. I'm just rubbing slightly, very lightweight. I'm just rubbing over this embossed areas just to enhance the pattern a little bit more. And I've decided to add some extra shimmering and some bling to my card. And I've reached for the products which I discovered last year, and before that I didn't even know they exist, but now I just absolutely love them. And this is the product called Opal Polish Blaze. It's from the what's the company called, Cosmic Shimmer. I'm sorry, I forgot that. But it's from the Cosmic Shimmer. They do have a selection of different colors. I was making a cards with them not long ago, so I will link it somewhere here in the upper right corner so you could see it. But this product was mainly designed to work with the black cardstock because it gives that beautiful shininess, and the color, you can actually see the real color if you smudge it on a black cardstock. But here it's only showing this lovely shininess. It works like some kind of a wax product. You just apply it a little bit with your finger, and it's like this wrap and buff product, and it add this instant shininess. And I've got two of them. One was a gilded avocado, and the other one is, the product is called pink blueberry. And they both absolutely lovely, and they have different shininess to them. The avocado one is more like a towards greenish color, and this blueberry, it's like a pinkish purplish color tone shimmer, very very nice. And it actually it's much more creamier texture than the wax, and it's just absolutely love it. I love it because it's add the shininess, but on a light color cardstock it doesn't really change the color, it's just enhance, and it's give that beautiness which and shine which is catching your eye, and I love it. As my next step, I've decided to add some embossing powders, and the one I've chose it's the embossing powder from Ranger. The color is called Sage, and this is actually semi-transparent embossing powder. So whenever you use it, you can actually see through what is underneath. It doesn't give you that opaque coverage what you normally get through the embossing powder, and this is absolutely fantastic because whenever you stamp you can do some like a texture stamping or some text or something like that, and you will sprinkle over it with this embossing. You will be able to see through what's underneath, and here I just added on the outer area just to give it a little bit framing and some additional shininess. Plus this embossing powder, it's actually raising up this embossed folder even more, giving an additional texture, and it's really really add to the card, and it gives that nice framing I was looking for, because I didn't want to do some like a vintage photo brown or black coloring to go over the area, because I wanted to keep the card in a nice soft colors. And now I have a few leaves. This is just a die cutted leaf from the white color cardstock. I can't remember the name of the die, but I've just from time to time, this is what I'm actually doing. I'm cutting myself a bunch of leaves and then I color them just basically, and with the green color inks or paints, whatever I have on hand. And then once I need it, once I'm using it, I'm coloring the leaves even further. Like here you can see me, I wanted to bound my background with the leaves, so I used the same technique with the stamping with the Aladdin ink spray on top of the leaf, and that way I achieved a similar look for both of them, for my background and for the leaves as well. I wanted to do some flowers, and at first I thought maybe I'll do the foie Miran flowers, but I wanted to have something quick which is not gonna take me as much time as shaping flowers from foie Miran. So I thought for a change I will do something differently, and instead of using paper I'm gonna be actually using vellum. So I sprayed the vellum with the same blue color ink, and I've just dried it with the heat tool. Obviously once you get a lot of moisture on a vellum, it's warping a little bit, and you can see it over here. It's not nice and smooth as at the beginning, but I don't mind because I will be shaping my flowers, so I'm absolutely fine with that. I'm gonna be using my punch and then some dies to cut a couple of flowers, but just to let you know, if you would like to color your vellum and you wanted to have this nice straight look, so it's not gonna be warping, you can either use your ink pads or use some alcohol markers. If you have some Spectrum Noir or some Copic or something like that, just go over your vellum and that will be colored nicely. You will get that nice color coverage, but it's not gonna be warping your vellum as here using the ink sprays. And here I am also adding this opal blaze polish to my leaves, because I've decided that since my panel is so much shiny, it has so much shininess, I want to keep my leaves and flowers coordinating. So I am just adding this extra a little bit of the shine to them as well. I will add it to the entire surface of my leaves, but then for flowers I will just use it on the edges of my flower petals. I already knew I wanted to have one smaller and one bigger flower, which will be this true statement for the card. And last minute, I just remember myself. I have a very, very old set of the flower dies from the spellbinder. So I used the medium. This is a three flowers in a set, and I used the medium one to cut two flowers. And then I'm just gonna be slightly making a little bit incisions to the flower petals so they will shape a little bit nicer. And I am using a basic shaping tool just to help me add a little bit dimension to the flower. And then I will use the artificial berries which I bought in one of the craft store ages ago. I think I ordered them through the eBay actually, and I have a whole bag of them in different colors. This is very handy, and I usually use them for a Christmas creation. But I've decided that they are working perfectly for the flower centers as well. So here you can see me adding those berries to the flower centers, and I am attaching everything with the help of the glue gun. So I am gluing together two layers of the vellum flowers and then add the berries in the inside in the center section. And because my large flower was really large and this berry seems to be too small for a flower center, I've decided to use three of them, and I've just quickly attached them together in the center, and I think it looks really, really nice. Let me know what you think, if you like it, and what you put on your flower centers. I would love to know. Because I'm always looking for a solution. Obviously, the flower stamens are my favorite one, or like a half pearls. But let me know what's your favorite thing, what you're using to your flower centers. I would love to know that, my friends. Now, I as I've mentioned before, I am adding a little bit of the shimmering product to my edges, and now I've decided to create myself a sentiment. At first I was maybe thinking of putting some happy birthday, but then I've decided to actually go with just to say, because then I could put another message inside of my card, and then I could have it adjust to my needs. So whenever I will need the card, I could just take it and then stamp inside like happy birthday or thank you or something else, or miss you, or happy anniversary. So this card would be actually good to go for many, many occasions. And I like to create the cards this way because I have a nice finished cards, but then dependingly on the message I will put inside, I could use it for different occasions. So I found another a set, a very, very old set of dice from the spell binders. I think this is a fancy tax. I will have to double check because I forgot the name. I'm sorry, I'm bad with that, but yeah, I would definitely check that one. But I think it's a fancy tax number 2, and it's very, very old. I'm not sure if if it's still available on a sale, but I love it. This is one of those. Oh, I think my son is actually waking up, so I'll come back to you in a minute. I'm sorry for that, my friends, but obviously I was recording some voiceover on the morning, and then my son woke up, so I have to wait till my husband comes back home. Now the boys are playing, so I'm just returning to my studio, and I've decided I'm not gonna be re-recording this voiceover back again, so I'll just start over from where I finished. And I actually checked the die. I was telling you before it is a fancy frames tax number 2, and accordingly to the packaging, it was released in 2014. So it's like 7 years ago, and I'm not quite sure if it's still available for sale. But if it is, this is definitely worth buying because it contains, I think it's around 10 dies. It's 5 sets. It's got this inside die and the outer edge die, which with lovely, elegant look, and they're absolutely fantastic for adding sentiments to your cards. I've got mine and I've been using it over and over and over again, and it always great work and magic. Now, because we're nearly going to the end of my video, I just want to say, my friends, thank you so very much for being here, for your kindness, for your love and support, and for every single comment. I know I'm trying to answer every single message I'm getting. Obviously, I had a little break from social media a little bit because we were moving from one house to another, and that took a little bit of my attention. But I'm back. I think I'm fully back. I still got a little bit to unpack here in the studio, and a little bit of my goodies still required to get reorganized because some of them I must tell you, my friends, at some point I was so tired to packing everything that I just took out a couple of my drawers. I was just taking them out, wrapping them in a cling film, and then just put it in a car straight away without even looking what's inside. But obviously I had my studio for like 6 years in the old house, so I do have a little bit of the clutter, and I think this is a great moment for me to get organized. As soon as I will finish that, I maybe do some quick craft room video just to show you my space, and maybe what organizational solutions I am using. Let me know as well if that would be something you would be looking for or not. But yeah, I always enjoy watching other crafters crafting videos, but I'm not as organized. You can see some YouTubers, they always have this beautiful pristine studios. Mine is nothing like that. I mean, I am trying to be a little bit organized, but 2 weeks after I'm just back again to being messy. So yeah, this is me. And especially that I'm crafting to the points when I usually craft to the points when my son is waking up, so I'm just leaving everything, and then on the afternoon when I come back, I usually have, I don't know, another order or something else, a new project to start or something else to do. So I'm just like putting this mess on the side, and then keep adding more stuff to the pile. So I hope that at some point, once we're gonna be moving for good to the house we are building, then I will have this proper studio set up finally. This one is just temporary one, but I'm absolutely loving it. I think I needed a new space. It's very, very good to get reorganized from time to time. I think it gives this all fresh creativity, especially once I was packing lots of the things I actually found there. This was the things which were buried in some like deep drawers. They didn't see the daylight for many years, so I think I will be reintroducing them to my crafting. I think for this year, what I would like to focus is to really use what I have. I'm still gonna be buying some other crafty products. Especially I would like to build up on the things which I know once we move back to the Poland, they will be harder for me to get, but they're easily accessible here in the United Kingdom. So this is the things I'm planning to buy, and just to make myself a little bit stash I could take over with me once we're gonna be moving back. But I am thinking that I want to use up all the things which I was neglecting for many years. So this is one thing I want to really, really focus, and I want to do a little bit more stamping, a little bit more like different techniques. Try to play with the items. As I mentioned, I didn't play for a very long time, so I hope that this year I will be able to bring you even more videos, some interesting content. And if you have some ideas, some things you would like to see me using, definitely let me know in a comment, and I'll be happy to to create something. Now, as a final touch for my card, I've decided to add some ribbons. I was hoping to find the white string. I still don't know. I've put it in. I've must have misplaced it somewhere because I've dig through the old boxes. I still haven't unpacked my boxes with the ribbons, and I was digging through them, but I couldn't find the white string. So I've used the blue one instead, and then I've decided to add a white ribbon on top of that. And here you can see I have this lovely blue like a berry on the stamens. This is something my mom bought me over in Poland. She sent me a parcel for the Christmas presents from a Santa. My parents, they really supportive and lovely, and I just miss them so much. But I just want to say that every time I have like a birthday or some celebrations, my parents always support me in my crafting passion. They always buy me some like ribbons or strings or pearls, things which is plenty. You can buy them in the Polish stores very cheaply. So this year I was so happy and excited that I've got the whole package of those little berries and different things my mom finds. So yeah, this is one of them, and I think they compone in this card very beautifully. So once again, thank you so much. You will see in a minute the close-up for of the card, how it turned out. I hope you enjoyed this idea, and thank you so very much for being here, and I am wishing you all a fabulous day. Stay blessed, take care, my friends, and I will see you shortly.